Here we go, everybody. Hello. Can you hear me? Hi, Cheryl. Can you guys hear me okay? Hi, Sandra. Sandra, I'm so happy you love your paintings. She just got all of her paintings in the mail from the auction. Hi, Laura. Hi, Kristen, Karen, Lamb. Hello. One thing I was gonna do before I got started here was to, hi Susan, hi from Florida. Wow, awesome. Hope it's not too late for the East Coasters. I really thought about that. Hi, Brenda. You should be getting your painting in the mail soon, too. So, hi, Tammy. Nice to see you. Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Michigan. Okay. Carol. Hello. So, I wanted to show you, this is a beautiful watercolor that I did recently. And it's a pretty one. I'm not great at watercolors, but I'm learning. You know, I'm still figuring out what my style is. I kind of had to let go of like what I think watercolor style should look like and just do what I think about what mine looks like and kind of accept it. It is really pretty. It has a lot of pretty effects, and then I do my little doodling over it. And yeah, hi Kim, welcome. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, and it's fun because every time I do one, I do sell them, and I've been selling them for, like $40. Nothing really expensive, but it makes me feel good that someone gets to appreciate my watercolors because it is new for me, and so I'm, making it my own. Hi, Kitty. So I thought today, because Arteza sent me all of these watercolors, I'll show you. The watercolors that I normally use are these pan watercolors. And they're so vibrant. I don't have a lot of experience with watercolors, so I can't tell you how these compare necessarily to others. I haven't used watercolors since I was like in kindergarten or something, so of course I have no idea. But I will tell you, a little bit goes a long way. I've painted so many paintings with these already. It's crazy. And then those are the regular ones. And then this 24 metallic watercolor. I have a suspicion. Now, I don't know. Arteza could correct me if I'm wrong. But it's almost like these are their mica powders mixed with a watercolor base. That's kind of the feeling you get. They're metallic. They're really, really shiny and really pretty. And I didn't use any in this one, so I can't actually show you what they look like. But so now I talked to my rep, and she said, I said, what else do you got going on over there for watercolors that I haven't tried? So she sent me, well, I've been using their paper already, and So this is their expert paper. This is 140 pounds. For any of you who are watercolor people, you know you need 140 pound or greater. And I really do like their expert paper. It's cold press. You can use either side. It's dual-sided. And I mean, this is heavy duty. This is super heavy. And you get 2 of these giant 11 by 14 pads. Really reasonable, I thought. So she sent me that, and then she said, why don't you try our premium watercolors that are in the tube. So this is the first time I've actually seen this. I'm just now opening this up right now. And you know how it is with Arteza. If you haven't ever ordered any of their products before, they send you 1,000 bazillion colors. So, hi Carrie. Oh, it's nice to see you here. Thank you for coming. So, if you're not good at color mixing, because I'm still learning, this is awesome. This is awesome at mixing the colors, and you can pretty much go through here and pull out any color that you want. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And now the thing is, you kind of need a palette, so she sent me this palette too. Now you get 60 watercolors in that. I can't imagine how long they're gonna last, because like I said, those little pan ones they last so long. I'm just totally amazed. So yeah, I have no idea. But here's the palette that she sent. Now this is like 48 empty pans. So it's just like their other set, only you take the tube and squeeze it into here, and then I'm pretty sure these pop out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just like your other ones. So that way, you don't waste anything. Now I'll have to do a little test and see. Sometimes liquid watercolors, they are not as good once you put them out of the tube and then re-wet them. So this will be a process for me to see how this all works. But basically that's what that looks like, just that little tray. But it's nice. It's a nice little way to keep your palette with you if you want to. So I really love Arteza's. I'm really impressed with a lot of their products. Now, they do one thing I could go and show you. I should have brought it in here. They make this, you know what? If you guys just hold on one second, just talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to show you something else that they make. Just a second. To paint in the other room watercolors at night when I'm just relaxing, because they're low cleanup, Thank you, Cheryl. So I'm just gonna show you some. These are some of my brushes that I use. Now Arteza makes these brushes, and you unscrew them and fill it with water. So, just so you can see what I'm talking about. And then this is the brush cap. And then you screw it back on. And there's like a little push thing here that squirts water out the brush. So they're synthetic, of course, Hi, B-Man. Thanks for coming. So there's a flat brush. They have this one, which is like more of like a pointed tip. One thing you do have to contend with is you do get moisture in here, and I'm wondering if over time does that get moldy? Here's one with water in it. I don't know. See, I can show you. Maybe I can show you. I don't know if you can see water. So these brushes are cool if you're like wanting to, say you just want to like go paint in a park or something. You could grab a few of these and your little tin of, you know, watercolors and just go. So they're okay. They're not my favorite, but you know, if you're new to it, or it would be great for kids, or great for like a travel set if you wanted to do something like that. I personally am in love with this brush. Is by Royal in Langnickel. This is a round brush, and there's a few of them I use. I've had some of these since high school. So those are mostly the brushes that I have for watercolor. Anyway, all right, on to acrylic painting, everyone, because I know that's why you came here. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to do something different, and I like doing watercolors at night because they're relaxing to me, and so that's what I do at night. Hi, Barbara. Oh, you're B-Man. Okay, now we know. Barbara's a lady. Barbara's a lady. Let me get this stuff off of my station here so I can properly work. All right, I want to show you one more thing from Arteza, and this is useful for today because we're actually going to use it. They have a new line of metallics. Let me see if I can scoot you in a little bit. There we go. So, acrylic, metallic colors, glossy finish, quick drying, heavy body. They come in all these different colors. I think we should just dump them out. You get 8 in this box. Of course, we have gold, and this is an Aztec gold, which you can see the difference. One's a little more yellow, and I'll just put them in order here. And then bronze, and a pearl white, and then we have a pearl marmalade. Now, there are a few of their pearl colors I'm actually totally in love with. That looks like, if I had to put a name to it, I would say that's bronze. Like, that looks just like a bronze to me. I love this pearl deep brown. Hi, Vandana. I hope I'm saying your name right. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you here. And then pearl space gray. I don't know. Sometimes the gray colors end up looking just not very metallic-y, if you know what I mean. Like, here's a silver. A true silver is tough to find. It is really hard to get it to look silver. But so here's their line of paints for their metallics in the big tubes. Some of you know already you can buy them in the small little tubes. Carrie, you got their gouache. I should do a video on their gouache paint sometimes, because I also got some of that. But one thing I wanted to do for you guys today is to show you how I mix. We're going to mix some of the pearl. Actually, I'm going to use a bigger cup because I'm going to actually make a little bit of pearl today. So I want to show you the mix that I'm using right now is the mix that I used for all of my paints today. And hi, Dallas. All right, the pouring medium that I used today is Mod Podge GAC 800 and Floetrol the Floetrol. Now, the ones that I used my, what are those? My fluid acrylics. I used some of this. This is a gloss finish coat, but it's so thick that I decided, you know what? I need to thicken this up and I'm going to just see what happens. So I wish this came in a bigger container because I've actually tried it before. It's really pretty and it finishes really well. Okay, let's mix up some of this gold though. Let me look and see what kind of gold. I have Golden's Gold right now and a little bit of, so I'm going to just, let's mix their regular gold here. Try not to get the light in the way. And they say heavy body, but I'll be really surprised if this is heavy body. Yeah, Barbara, Mod Podge is a new pouring medium to me. Lamb with Heartfelt Artistry kind of turned me on to that. And it is really fun to work with. Oh, this gold is really pretty. Okay, I would not call this hard body, I would not call this heavy body paint at all. This is the same consistency as a Liquitex pouring medium. I'm sorry, Liquitex Basics. So no, I would not call that a heavy body paint at all. But it's very pretty so far. So this is about how much paint I use, just so you guys can see. And then I've been adding this Mod Podge now. I don't know exactly what Lamb's recipe is right off the top of my head, but I'm not following it completely according to her style today. I just started mixing things based on what I had here. So I know, isn't she's amazing. She is so creative. My Mod Podge, Kristen, is gloss. I don't like the matte. I like the gloss. The finish on it is really beautiful. And then when you take this little GAC 800, I don't put a lot of it in, but I do put a squirt of it in. Those two, the Mod Podge and the GAC 800, make this magical mixture. When it dries, it's so silky and so smooth. Excuse me, I'm trying to find something to stir this with. I guess I'm not as, thought I was all set up here. And so that's GAC 800 and the Mod Podge. And the thing about your metallics is a lot of times you want to mix them a little thicker than you would mix your other paints, because otherwise they kind of just disappear. These are really, really easy to mix, by the way. That's why I wouldn't call this a hard, heavy body paint at all. I keep wanting to say hard body. I must have one thing on the mind right now. Oh, Heather, just when you thought I was so spiritual. Woo. You know, this is still too thick. So I'm going to add a little bit of Floetrol. And I got the good Floetrol right now, meaning it's fairly thick and not too watery at all. So, and then I'm just going to give that a little stir. I don't add, none of my colors had a single drop of water in them, none. What I do find with the Mod Podge is if you use water, too much water, it gets bubbles, a lot of bubbles in it, and I don't like that at all. So, and you do have to torch it quite a bit. That's a good consistency right there, I think. Let me see if you can see that. That's hard. I'm in the way. Well, have I ever used straight GAC? Yes, don't do it. First of all, it's ridiculously expensive for that. It's unnecessary. It doesn't produce any amazing results on its own. It doesn't produce cells. Like Floetrol gives you some cells. That's one thing I noticed. And you're not gonna get cells with just GAC 800. It's really to prevent crazing. But here's another thing. I have a Golden's representative, a lady that I made friends with, and she told me one time, she said, I'm gonna tell you what I know, and she said, Golden's pouring medium and GAC 800, she said, are literally almost identical in formula. She said, so whatever's cheapest you can get away with using. I think Golden's pouring medium is way too thin unless you're using literally their heavy body paints. This is the pearl, by the way. So no, I wouldn't use it. It's too expensive for that. But yeah, you're welcome. She said the Golden's pouring medium and the GAC 800, they thought about, in fact, just taking the GAC out of rotation. But people have a relationship with the GAC. So, they were trying to predict all the belly achers, basically, and decided not to do it. So that's a little bit, and a little bit of this GAC goes a long way. Cause Creation, she uses like 80-20 in hers, and her paintings are so pretty. Elmer's glue, I am not a fan, although Ask Sandra she just received a painting of mine that was Elmer's glue based, and it was like literally one of the only ones I've ever done on my channel, and it's gorgeous. But if I ever use Elmer's glue again, I'll use GAC 800 to prevent crazing, because there was just a little bit of crazing in that one, and I don't necessarily like that, although in that painting it worked because it almost gave like this old world feel to it. I'm going to add a little bit of Floetrol. So we just made some gold, now we're making some pearl. Don't worry, you guys don't have to sit through all of my colors today, but I wanted to just show you how I mixed all my colors with a few of the Arteza colors today. Yep, you guys also, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate the like button is awesome. Of course, just watching is awesome. There's a super chat function, you guys, if you want to give a little donation right here in the chat, and there's a way to do that if you want to. But otherwise, I just appreciate you being here. I do have some announcements for my channel coming up, which I will talk about here in a minute. But let's look at the colors. Bam! Look at that. Bam! Oh, Carrie, you love all the auction pieces. I'm so happy. All right. We have so many colors here. All different kinds of colors, but they're all mixed with the same pouring medium that you just saw. And, for the most part, I mixed a lot of blues because I have in my mind something I want to do with the blue. There's gold, just a lot of different kind of blues, pearls. These are all mostly custom made, so if they weren't custom, I put on there, like this is the Folk Art Treasure Platinum. Aw, thank you so much, Vandana. I really appreciate that. That is so amazing. Let me show you this. These are the two Treasures colors that I used. Quartz Blue and Platinum. These are the two I used. That's this one right here, Platinum, I'll give you a good juicy look at that color. Really pretty. And I hate the Dollar Tree containers, by the way. The lids suck. But anyway, here's the quartz blue. Isn't it super, super pretty? Thank you, Elizabeth. You know, you guys, I've been teaching my whole life. When I was in college, I was teaching the flute. Teaching people how to play the flute. And then when I became a chef, I started teaching people how to do cooking lessons and cooking classes and stuff like that. So teaching comes really natural to me, and it's fun. And my grandma was a teacher. Her mom was a teacher. My grandma taught piano lessons. I'm trying to find the canvas I'm using here. Here we go. Thank you, Tammy. Hello from Western Australia, Allison. Nice to see you here. You guys care if we work on a round one today? I'm gonna see if I can. Let's see if I can back you out a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay. So I have this idea. You guys tell me what you think of this. I've been thinking about using this high flow. Do you guys know what high flow is? This is a terrible example because it's covered with paint. I'm so sorry. But golden, let's see if I can find a clean bottle. Melanie, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. All right. So, okay, this is a golden high flow. These are acrylics, but they're really, really thin. And you can see here the little symbols on the golden. It shows it's for airbrush, painting, pen and nib, or you can refill a marker. They have like these markers that'll actually, you can fill with the high flow and mark with them. I'd actually love to get some of those for embellishing. I just can't. I haven't done it yet, but I will. I'd like to try those and see. And I just recently started working with pen and nib. So anyway, they come with this little needle nose top, and they do something really beautiful. They look amazing. They dendrite, they fractal. And I started really working with the high flows when I first started painting. If you guys go to my playlist sometime, you'll see a whole playlist of dendrite fractal high flow. But this is the pearl. So this is my favorite. This is a big bottle. This lasts forever. I've had this one for a year. And I used it off and on a lot. And I haven't used it for like 5 months or something. And I thought, I just want to try to use that today. So thank you, Dallas. That's really cute. All right, so let me put my gloves on, and I'm gonna, it might be harder for me to see some of the comments in this moment, but I'm gonna keep trying to check and see if I can, I don't know if you guys do this, but I can't have my rings on. It's too restrictive. Mater, your canvas. I know, when I grew up, well, they said a lot of things about my last name because, Mater is a verb. They made it into a verb. So, Melanie, if you wanted to send me those, I will figure out how to use them and show them on my channel. I love these rings. Have you ever seen C. Brinsley Artistry? She does labradorite paintings that I love on Instagram. She's awesome. Okay, hi Doris. All right, so I'm gonna do something that I've been wanting to do and to see if I can get this pearl to fractal around the outside of this painting. So in order to make the pearl stand out, I want to do a dark color underneath it. One trick to getting your high flow to fractal is the color that's underneath it needs to be very, very wet. So I'm going to start with the center, the colors I kind of want in the center. Then I'm going to do the outside and add a little water. Like I said, there was no water to any of my paints today, so I knew I was going to have to make a little adjustment. But the first thing I'm going to do is make a beautiful little flip cup for the center, because this Mod Podge medium, pouring medium, is awesome for the flip cups. It really holds the color, and I think I'm gonna do some. Oh, Heather, you really, I'm torn. Hi, Robin. Thank you for coming. I'm trying to decide, should I do blue and greens in the center, or should I work with warm colors in the center? That's the question I have. Let's see what you guys have to say. Because the pearl needs to be like over like a dark blue or a dark black. We have one vote, warm color, warm color. Oh, Liz, you are amazing. Oh my gosh. Of course, purple and blue. Okay, we're closing in on equals warm and blue. Liz, you are so awesome. Thank you so much. That is so cute. Okay. Gosh, we're kind of 50-50 here, you guys. You're not helping. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say warm, and the reason why is because I actually have a commission that's due in the next couple weeks. So I'm going to start with warm, and this will be like a little practice. So this is Tiger's Eye. I have a whole painting that I did called Tiger's Eye, and it is such a beautiful color. It's made by Primary Element. It's a Primary Elements, Linda Onstedt's Primary Elements, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. So this is alizarin crimson, if that's how you say it. These colors, I'm saying what I think they are, but actually they're not all mixed straight from a tube. Sometimes I just adjust the colors as I go. That one I think is like a quinacridone magenta, a quinacridone crimson, and then this is just like a what do you call it, naphthenol or naphtha? Someone can correct me for that. Red. It's just like a red color. And then this is definitely, I know for a fact this is quinacridone magenta. You see my colors are fairly thick right here. Let's see. I've got a lot of paints I'm trying to shift. This is I have no idea. I just made it up. Like a purpley color. And then red. Now the thing is, I don't want to put too much paint in the center because let's lose a little bit more pearl in here. I don't want to put too much paint in the center because then we'll end up having to tilt it off, and then I'll have to add another ring of dark colors around the edge to get that pearl to stand out. Like, and the best laid plans, you guys. So even though I'm saying this is all what I want to do, you know how this kind of art goes. It never turns out the way you think, even if you're a pro. And I don't think I'm a pro, but This is a pretty one. Oh, Robin, thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. I appreciate this so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Really, really awesome and amazing support, you guys. This one is called Sunburst Orange or something. With in primary elements, plus I added some yellow to it. So, like I said, me and my little weirdo. Okay, so I have a lot going on in here. We have purple, reds, crimson, all that. I'm going to do a flip cup in the center and see what happens. Here we go. I know, that was a... Hi, Tish. Okay. Ooh. Now, if you have been watching my channel for any time at all, I'm not a flip cup person. You can thank Lamb with heartfelt artistry turning me into a flip cup person because... Oh, like I said, this pouring medium with the Mod Podge is so ridiculous. Okay. I love that. And as we sit here, this pink is starting to come through. The oranges are all around the edge. So the goal here, for those of you who are just arriving, is to create a center that I don't have to tilt out very much. That gets darker as it goes to the edge. And then I'm going to use the Pearl High Flow to create Dendrite fractals all the way around. This is my plan. So the question is, what do I do next? I'm going to see how thick this is. It's so pretty. You know, I might want to do balloon rolls too. Another thing I want to say... The last time I did a live, I didn't want to do balloon rolls on the thing that I poured. And I just want to be clear, if this painting tells me it does not want to go the direction that I'm trying to make it go, I won't do it. I think that's important. I'm just going to stop doing, you know, I have to listen to the art. And the art... You know, the paint's going to tell me more what it wants, I think. It's really pretty. And that gold. Okay, so now we need to do maybe like another little ring around here. So I'm going to start with some more of this Tiger's Eye pigment. I really like that, actually. Really pretty. It's so shiny. And then just because I can, I'll just put a little ring around here. If you guys watch me paint, you know, I very rarely just fill up a whole cup of something and then just keep doing that. Like, I usually put rings around things and another ring and another cup, and I don't usually just fill one giant cup full and pour it all out, tilt it all out. It's just really not who I am as an artist. I just want a little bit more control over the colors that come out, first of all. So if I want more reds, or I see a color in there that kind of got swallowed up by the first one, I want to make sure that I can add some more of that color to the second cup or to a ring around it or whatever. And all right, so I think we should add some pearl here, maybe just all over the top. I don't know if I added any gold inside of this at all, but that's okay. We just did all that ring of gold out there. Okay, so small cup. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this right here. That part is so pretty. And the thing about this is you don't know, like, if I did some balloon rolls or something, there could be something really pretty under there too. I wish you guys could see. I have so much light on, but it's still totally impossible for you to see how depthful these colors are. I'm trying to see if I could even moving a light right in front of it, it just causes a glare. All right, really quick, let's do one more of these. Actually, maybe I'll just do it in here because that tiger's eye is almost done. So I'm gonna add the tiger's eye a little bit on the bottom with a little bit of the Golden's Gold. Oh my gosh, Golden's Gold is like nectar of the gods. I love that stuff. It's amazing. And I'm gonna start with the cranberry colors. This time we'll do it we'll layer just a little different, hopefully getting a little bit different results. The thing is, you can't go wrong with any of this color scheme. Every single thing is gonna be able to mix well. So there's nothing in here that's gonna be weird if it mixes together. Well, maybe the purple and the orange may not be the favorite combination, but you notice if between each purple and orange I'm layering a white, like a pearl or a gold, so that acts as like an insulating layer between the orange colors. I love this burnt, kind of like a burnt quinacridone orange color, and then this persimmon color is so pretty. And then we'll just put a little bit of, that's all right. We'll just start it just like that. Those cells that are forming there, you guys, so pretty. Look at the cells that are coming up on that. Aren't they pretty? All right. Here we go. I'm gonna draw like a little line. I watched Anne-Marie Ritterhoff do that when I first started learning how to pour. And I was like, I'm doing that. See how I turn my hand? It changes the colors that are coming out of your cup when you do that. So pretty. Okay. So we can't really risk any more paint on here. Without having to tilt just a ton of it off. You can see right here as I started pouring and I twisted my wrist so the cup flipped the other direction, and then it just changed the whole feel. So if you're looking at something and you don't like the color that's coming out of your cup, just flip your wrist. Flip your wrist and see if you can pull something different from it. I don't want to destroy all of these gorgeous cells. And yes, I probably will end up doing some balloon rolls in the center of here. I can see that already, just because I'm going to want to marry some of these together a little bit. Thank you for joining me today. I'm getting less and less nervous when I do the lives. At least I'm not like shaking all over. Although I did text Lum and I said I'm feeling nervous. Yes, I did mix the paint on the thick side. The mod, I tend to for flip cups because I feel like that's part of what holds the shape of the cells and the colors together. When they're very thin, you're going to get, of course, more colors mixing together, so you have to be more careful about what colors you put. Look, with all the gold in here, you guys, like this is what I'm talking about. Don't you think the outside should now maybe be gold high flow instead of pearl high flow? Just a thought. Elizabeth, do I let my paint dry some? I could. In fact, I could put this away and come back and probably have better results with my balloon rolls, truthfully. But I'm extremely, I don't usually do it, to be honest, for some reason. I don't know why. I'm too impatient, I guess is the word. And Tish, you do awesome. I was looking at your channel the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, this lady has it going on. If you haven't been to the Artist Haven, you have to check it out. She does these amazing lives. I would love to do a format like that sometime on my channel. It was really fun. I could use both gold and pearl high flow, but I don't know why. I don't know what the I don't know what the advantage of that would be. All right, we're gonna try something here. I'm going to do just a few balloon rolls out to the edge, and because I know I'm going to cover up the edge with another color, I'm not too worried about what the edge is going to look like. The gold, I think high flow will be really pretty on this one too. I really do. So for those of you who didn't join me on my last live, I stick my thumb inside the thumb of the glove. Just FYI, this one has some dried paint on it, so it will make it a different result with that lip of dried paint on there. But, you know, whatever, I guess that's what's supposed to happen this time. I know I have a vote for the gold and the pearl. I'm not sure about that. So, you definitely get different results when that lip right there is messing up my balloon rolls, even after I said it was no big deal. Let me find something to wipe this off with. Yeah, the gold and the pearl high flow, I'm not sure if that's what I'm going for. I'm not even sure if this is what I'm going for. You can see when you do it onto a dry canvas, it immediately stops the roll. Like you don't get that beautiful edge. The pearl might be really pretty if I put like a black around the outside. And then, you know, I could also embellish eventually. I could embellish the center with black. And then it would tie in the black. Just a thought. Things that go through my mind when I'm painting. I love these cells here, so I'm going to do whatever I can to try to actually preserve those. Bye, Doris. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you coming so much. Now, composition-wise, it's going to be a challenge because I'm trying to preserve this part, but I'm going to risk it looking kind of off balance. But I'm going to see what I can do to pull some of that in. Maybe I'll pull some of that color over here through there. I really do want to wipe these off. Every time you roll, you pick up your top layer of paint, basically. So if you don't wipe it off, you're just depositing that layer onto the next one. And which is fine if that's your intention. So I like what's happening here, but what I need to do is bring in a few highlights, and the gold looks really pretty. Carrie has to go. My paint is too thick for an airbrush right now, absolutely. This is like no way. And like high flow is the kind that would go through an airbrush. And my paint right now is totally too thick for an airbrush. Look at that white and what it did there, you guys. It created that feather, that beautiful feather effect. It's one of my favorite things about the balloon rolls. Hi Prince, Honolulu. So now what we're getting is I basically put like a base of balloon roll activity down, and now I'm going back with some highlights for places I think are like lacking interest. Yeah, see, the white really, really does start to bring some of that interest in here. And that's what I do, just so you can see it. I just do it in like a random pattern on my balloon. They really do, Allison. They make a huge difference adding the highlights. Now, the dark lights, or the low lights, will also, like if I came in here, let's say I brought just a red that was almost black, and I started going through and doing it, it would also create some depth that way. So those are a couple of the ways that you can bring more depth into your work. By adding the highlights and the lowlights where you want them. Okay, so now I'm at a point here where I want to start adding the dark color around the edge that I was talking about. Hi Mary, welcome, thank you so much. Yeah, I've never, Allison, I mean, I have like 50 or plus videos on balloon rolls, but it seems like people still don't get them, and maybe this live will help where you can see in real time exactly how they're doing. Yeah, exactly how they're done. And yes, Vandana, they can totally be done with kisses. But a kiss has a round look to it. Like I'll do one for you here just so you can see. I can add some of this white to the little glove here. And let's say I can just do a little kiss. I really love this. I don't want to mess it up though. Let me find an area that I don't care about as much. I want to show you, but I don't want to mess up that little area. All right, like right here, I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to get, a kiss is basically a straight down and a pull up. Now, that's the result. It's not that it can't be done. And you know what? If you watch, is it Jilly or Gilly Cube? She is amazing at the kisses. And I personally just find that I just tend to the balloon roll more. I like it more. But now look, I'm going to fix this because I don't like the result. I just like that feather look. I'm just addicted to it. Linda, I know the balloon rolls are funny. If you watch my wrist, because when I go back and I edit my videos, sometimes I watch my wrist, and it's very, very telling. That motion is more like this. I know her name, Margaret, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, Jilly. Thank you, Kristen. Jilly Cube. Yeah, she has amazing balloon kisses and balloon rolls and yeah. All right, so now you guys, what I want to do, I want to add the dark color around the outside, and I'm really going to go with black. Even though I know that's extremely stark, I think it's going to work. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to take some of the black that I have. It has to be really wet and a little bit thin. So you can see I just have this little bit here. And I'm going to add a little bit of water. Not very much, but it's enough to kind of thin this paint down. Now, I've never tried to bloom anything on this Mod Podge pouring medium, so I am a little nervous. It's very possible that this whole thing will not work out because of it. Yeah, the paint is thicker in consistency. That's absolutely perfectly true, Mary. It's the actual thickness of the paint that I mix up is thicker. But on the canvas, it's so thin that you can almost sometimes see the canvas through it. And that's kind of what makes a successful balloon roll there. All right, I'm making this really thin because I'm wanting this to we're going to go with the pearl, you guys. You guys said pearl. I'm going to try the pearl. I want to make this thin enough that I think it's going to bloom with the high flow. You know what, Elizabeth? Something that might help, not only, I agree with Kristen, like letting it dry a little bit between, but you can see you can still accomplish it without that too. But try going over the first time, not with the intention of making the balloon roll, but with the intention of creating the space to make the balloon roll. If you can understand what I'm saying. Like I went over these most of them a couple times, even 3 times after I added the white. And still I see some of them starting to flow together. Probably if I wasn't on a live right now, I would maybe even walk away from this for a while and come back and see where they're at and maybe make a few little adjustments. Okay. I'm going to have to do this process a couple times, I can see already. Oh no, that's too thick already. I can see it. Too thick. Sorry, you guys. It's going to take me just a second to mix this paint. I was trying to be fast. But the truth is, I just need to do it the right way in order to make sure it will work. And again, if you just joined, I am just adding water to black to thin it out. It's all that's happening over here right now. What technique do I recommend for someone new? Trying for a couple months has been very frustrating. Oh, you mean new to pouring all the way around? I think flip cups are hard. I'm sorry, I don't know what other people think. But I think depending on your pouring medium, so if you're somebody that's just using Floetrol, Robin, tell me what your pouring medium is, because if you're just using Floetrol, swipes are the thing to do if you're brand new. Swipes fix almost anything, but not if you're using like a Mod Podge or glue. It doesn't fix everything. So, but if you're just using Floetrol, swipe is the beginner technique of the century. It's awesome. All right. I almost wish I had this on my turntable, but I can't. My turntable is buried under a bunch of stuff. You know, when I first started pouring, the comments I used to get the most from people were, I can't believe you just scraped that off. I can't believe you just right in the middle of your painting just stopped and did something totally different. Doesn't look like much yet, does it, guys? Now I'm going to have to make a decision here for some of these parts as to what how much I'm going to try to save of the balloon roll. I also am going to have to marry these two parts together somehow. So probably my airbrush, I would say. Hi, Amber. Maybe my airbrush, I'll whip it out and make it come together that way. I might do some more little balloon rolls. Sometimes it'll just flow. It'll just end up flowing together, especially if I use Floetrol as it settles. I will have to tilt this a little bit. And then woo! Look, I just tilted and it ran into my balloon roll. Wah! That's okay. I guess this is one of the disadvantages to putting on paint afterwards, is that you don't have quite as much control as you'd like. And you do, I mean, you risk it. There's a risk for doing that, of course. But I just think there's a payoff. Yeah, the black is fun, isn't it? It's really dynamic. And now this black is very, very thin compared to the other colors that I use. So I am pretty sure, I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure that the pearl is going to bloom when I put the high flow on here. And we're gonna see. All right, now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one solid ring all the way around the edge of the whole piece. Why? Because I think it needs that continuity. Because some of these edges have balloon rolls coming off of them, some of them don't. I just think it needs that feel of a circle all the way around. Magical! Doesn't it look magical? Magical. It's pretty. All right, now for the high flow. This is the part we've all been waiting for, at least I have. Trying to see if I can make that work. You can see the gold is kind of bleeding out into the black here anyway, so I don't even know if I have to do anything else. Like, I was gonna maybe do some airbrushing or something, but I don't think I have to. I think the black is just gonna pick up the gold and all the little bits of tilting that I've been doing here and there. They're kind of, it's working out. All right, here comes the pearl high flow, you guys. What do you think so far? Are you having fun? Is this good? Yes? Oh, Sandra, I love you so much. You're so supportive. You guys, Sandra and I have another collab coming up. I have 2 paintings that are ready for shipment for her. I can't wait for us to do another collab. I think there's something about Sandra and I working together that turns just ordinary paintings into magic. Now, there's one thing I have to do here. As I'm looking at this painting, you guys, remember how I said the black, I wanted to marry the black in? I see where I need to do it now that I am done blabbing. And this is how I'm going to do it. And normally, I may not take the time to do this, but I have to this time because I'm getting ready to put that high flow in here. So by pulling this black from the background into the painting, and I'm just following like the natural curves of the painting itself, it's gonna make it look like it was meant to be there already. And you just follow the line, the natural line of the painting. Like, I'll follow some of the balloon rolls right there and pull it through. Yeah, like at first I was like, no, I don't have to do anything, but now that I'm really looking at it, I'm like, no, I really have to. I'm gonna pull them all the way into, in some places, into the center too, and I'm wiping them off between. Whoever just said, I can't read all the comments, but whoever said they got to take classes with Sandra, lucky ducky. Lucky, lucky, lucky lady. I'm just pulling these black lines through here. Now it just adds a continuity to this piece because now the black is marriage. It's married. Now it has a place. It's pulled into the colors here. And it looks like it was meant to be. I want to take classes from Sandra too, but you know, Sandra has online classes and she offers tutorials on her website, I believe. I believe they're on her website. And they're really, really helpful. She has, Sandra makes you feel like you could do it. And I don't know about you guys, but that's an important quality. You know? She makes you feel like you could actually do it yourself. And isn't that what really inspires another artist, is when you see something? I don't know about you, but that's how I started pour painting. I saw someone do it and I was like, I think I could do that. And I'm not a painter like that, so. All right, now I'm messing with this, but honestly, I have to get this high flow on here before this gets too set up because, so I gotta hurry. I'm just chatting away like I have all day, but the truth is, I actually really need to do this before the high flow, or before the paint gets too dry. Okay. Here we go. Pearl high flow, here we go. Finally, after all this. This stuff is expensive, okay? Thank you, Barbara. I definitely like to get the bubbles out of the high flow. All right, now I'm gonna move this around and see if there's some areas that black is showing. I really don't want a ring of black. Oh, I see it starting to fractal already. I'm really happy. Yes, it's going to work. Another thing that fractals really well, you guys, if you don't have high flow, is primary elements. Oh my gosh. They fractal really well on acrylic paint. I don't know, this is like $10 of high flow or something I'm putting on here, but you guys have been so generous. I can't wait to, I'm like, yes, let's do this. This is too exciting. I mix my primary elements with Floetrol, although, you know, that's not how they were designed really, but okay, I see one more little spot I gotta put more on. Oh, this painting is pretty. Can you guys begin to see the fractals coming up here? I'm gonna lift it up here in a second. Let me get all the bubbles off of here. And then really what I should do is, oh, Oh my gosh, the fractals are coming. I'm so excited. Look. Okay, let's see if I can show you. And they'll just get more and more and more and more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this painting and I'm going to set it off to the side. I'm going to put a little bit of more right here. I think it needs a little tiny bit more. I'm going to set this painting to the side and we're going to do a little paint, just another little painting for fun. And then come back at the very end of the live and we'll check on this. Okay? As far as any brand of high flow, I cannot tell you if it will work. I have never tried any other brand. Yeah, I love this. See how the gold, that gold that's doing that is the tiger's eye pigments. So that tiger's eye from Primary Elements, actually any primary element, they tend to feather a little bit, I noticed. So, oh my gosh, I'm like really happy with this painting. It's really, really pretty. And look how it's doing its little thing. Just gives you a little close up. I see some air bubbles. Let me pop those. I don't like those. And they dry in the high flow. It seems like they dry like that. The thing is, the amount of shine and shimmer that you will see when this is dried with that pearl is ridiculous. They are truly spectacular. All right, we're gonna put that away and then I'm gonna do one little tiny little painting just for fun. And you guys will just hold on 1 second while I grab something. Sandra, I want to show you if you're still in the room. My parchment paper. I'm going to show you. You asked about it. This is it. I don't know if she's still here, but you guys asked about my parchment paper because I buy it at a restaurant supply store in sheets like this, and tape sticks to it. So if you're wrapping paintings for sale to mail, this parchment paper you can use tape with, and it comes in those sheets. So yes, Primary Elements bottle. Let me grab one for you. I'm going to show you exactly what they look like. They have a few different designs. The parchment at the dollar store does not, I don't think tape sticks to it the same way. This is a Primary Element art pigment, Color Art by Leslie Onstad. It's an iridescent sparkle pigment. It's pure ground color minerals. I do have a couple, you cannot see it in there at all. I do have a couple of videos. If you go back and find a video I did on fractals, a fractal flower garden, you will see the whole thing is done with Primary Elements, the whole thing. Maybe you can see this one better. But see, it's just a pigment. Mixtures for fractals. You can go to my Amazon shop and find high flow. I think I have a couple of high flow in there. This is the fractal paint. It's high flow acrylic by Golden for those of you who are just joining us. A little word to the wise: if you are varnishing with primary elements, do not just put a wet varnish on there. You will be sad. It will bleed all over into your white. So that's one thing you do have to be careful of with the primary elements, is you have to use a varnish that is a spray varnish. Okay, I'm going to do this one for you real quick, and then we'll check on our fractal painting, and then we'll be done. You guys want to see something like what about a funnel pour? I think a funnel pour would work really well with this Mod Podge pouring medium. Cheryl, I think I answered that like 3 times. I don't know what else to say. Okay. The thing is, you can get fractals other ways, but the high float almost is a guaranteed way. So it's fun because you're guaranteed. There's things that make it work better, like paint. That if you use paint underneath it that is thinner, it works pretty good. All right, here is, we're just going to do a funnel pour with a bunch of pretty blues and a green or two. Now the thing about a funnel is you have to either block the bottom with your finger to hold the paint in. That's usually what I do. And I'll just start with a little bit of white. Let's just go from light to dark here for this one. So I'll start with the greens. Whoops, knocking things over here. Blue. This one is the treasure blue. Actually, I should have done that a different way. One thing I want to tell you guys is if you layer your paints, metallics with regular paint in between, you get a better result. Because the metallics are a different weight, they sink down through the other paints. So that's what happens. Here's a little bit more white. I'm gonna put some silver in here. I'm not a huge fan of silver, but I've been wanting to try this silver. This one's called platinum, actually. So we're gonna just see what happens. Put some more of that green. It's pretty. This is probably enough for this canvas. The parchment paper is coated like for cooking and baking. I'm a chef. I've been using that paper for, oh my gosh, 20 years. You buy it at like Cash and Carry. I think it's called there's another name for Cash and Carries now. They changed their name, I guess. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, you know, it's it works amazing. It's totally non-stick for food, but I just find that packing tape sticks to it when I'm doing just well enough that I can pack paintings with it. So it's awesome for that. Oh my gosh, I'll never do this again. I don't know if you guys, I got this great idea that I should put these paints in these little things with lids. I got them at Dollar Tree, but they're really just kind of a pain in the butt right now. Okay, now, no, Mary, it's not butcher paper, and hi. Elizabeth. Stones, crystals. I don't have the answer to that, Cheryl. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this little, I have my thumb holding, or my finger holding the bottom of this, and basically I'm gonna transfer it to the canvas here. And you can do anything. You can just lift it up and it'll all just sink down. Or you can travel like on your canvas. I'm probably just gonna put a little bit of white around here. Actually, I might do a cover your pour with this since we're using that pouring medium. Here we go. Doesn't look like much, does it? I'm really hoping that that platinum by Folk Art creates some cell action, because gold is a great one for creating cells, but I'm not so sure about silver. I'm just keeping the tip of this slowly pressed against the paint so it wouldn't come out all at once. Now if you want to do a funnel pour, you can just let it out all at once, of course. And here's the thing, you guys can use regular parchment, but it's really expensive. Like at the store, when you buy parchment paper, or baking paper as it's known in Australia, yeah, it comes in this little tiny roll and it costs like $4, and I buy mine, it's $40 for 1,000 sheets. And it lasts me, even as a chef and an artist, it lasts me like a year. I want to see if I can get you closer here. There you go. It's looking pretty. All right, you guys, I'm going to finish this one and then we're going to check on the dendrites and then we're going to be done. Let's put a little bit of gold on. I can't help it. I just can't. This is the light. This is the Golden's Gold. See, it's a little lighter than that tiger's eye pigment. So pretty. Here's a blue. Now, as I add these to the canvas, what's going to happen is if I do balloon rolls or anything like that, these colors will start to come up through the back, through the balloon rolls. They'll start to get pulled up through the back side. That's why I want to be sure to do some of this crazy green apple color, because that one will be really fun to lift out of there with some balloon rolls. Thank you so much. And then maybe just a little bit of this green too, right around the edge. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna actually do some tilting. I like to roll over the edge of that gold a little bit if I can. Oh my gosh, that Folk Art Treasures quartz blue is so pretty in here. I'm doing a fast tilt. Wow. The shimmery qualities of this one. I'm getting some of those opal effects. Looks like a moonstone or opal. That's the thing, that apple green, man, it just makes the prettiest effects sometimes. I love this right here. So, okay. I think I got enough of the paint off the canvas that I can safely not have it crack or anything crazy like that, or not craze either. Maybe a little tiny bit on this side. Mary, one of the biggest questions I get on my channel is, can you please list the colors? That is one of the hardest questions for me, and I think people think I'm trying to be evasive. But the problem is I take a color from the tube and I put it in the cup. And then I take that and I'll use my high flow and I'll tint it until I like the shade that I'm getting. And I'll keep doing that. And sometimes I'll add a little bit of primary elements in there. Sometimes I'll keep doing this. So the thing is, it would be ridiculous for me to show all the colors. Sharon, she says, roll that balloon. I'm finding it. Here, look, I got it for you. Liz, if it cracks, man, you should go look at a painting that I did called Oleander's Sister, or White Oleander, I think. That painting cracked, and I did another painting on the top of it, and it was so beautiful with the little cracks. I don't know why. You can also resin over it if you want to. You could resin. I have one in my shop right now that is called Of Sky and Sea, and it has so many cracks in it, but it's so gorgeous, and I put like 2 or 3 coats of resin over the top of it. I know. I love this, so I don't want to ruin it, but I do need a balloon roll right there, so maybe I can just get a little one, a little baby one. Oh, Kelly, is that the one that you did? Yeah. Oh my gosh, you did a great job too. There we go. This painting would do well as I could see a wave coming in. Like I could really play up the whole wave aspect if I wanted to. As we're sitting here too, the metallics are falling down, and some of the other color, they're falling through because they have a higher density. So some of these other colors, you can see the mint greens are all coming through. It's just really, this is really a pretty painting. Now, my cooking channel is called Heather Mater Cooks. And for those of you who want to support it, you can. I haven't done as many videos on there because, let's face it, being a YouTube person is like almost a full-time job, and I already have a full-time job. So having 2 channels is like insane. Speaking of which, I want to talk about some of the changes that are coming to my channel. Some of the things that I'm going to be doing from this point forward. YouTube does not pay like they used to for ads. I used to make enough to cover the cost of supplies. That is not even close to happening now. So even if I was donating my time, I thought, well, you know, I still at least get my supplies covered and everything, but it's not happening. Also, they're trying to kill off the small channels. There's a few reasons for this, and I've done a lot of research, and it's happening to not just me, and it's happening to a lot of content creators right now. So I thought, what's the thing that I do that I love the most on this channel? And that is teaching. I love teaching. It makes me happy. I love sharing my techniques. I love that whole part of it. That's, to me, that is the part that is the most beautiful part. So it's important that I don't want to give that up. But I do have to make it worth it somehow too. And like your support, you guys, the super chats that you guys have sent me on this, it's donating to my channel, buying art or prints on my shop, all that stuff helps. Shopping on my Amazon shop, all that stuff makes a difference. And I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate it so much. And what I'm going to start doing is more lives. Because I really have to think about this. Because I don't have to edit. I don't have to edit lives. And with a live, I get to teach, I get to share, I get to be with people. I don't have to edit. Hopefully you guys still support my channel and it all works out. Look at this. See this green apple color I was telling you about? See how it's coming out right here? It's pulling from the bottom, even though I tilted all those other colors over the top of it. That's why I put those crazy colors around the outside. Alright, now composition-wise, this needs something. And I don't want to mess this up. I love this little strip right here. But I'm going to do something a little bold right now. So you guys hold your breath with me. Wait, I'm going to turn it. Here we go. I'm scared. Where do I really want that there? Through here. I think if it goes like that. Whoosh. Right now we have 4. Eyes, our eyes like odd numbers, composition wise. So 4 is not my favorite number. I think we need 5 or 7 or something. Do you guys realize I spend 70 to 80 hours a month editing and producing and promoting my videos? 70 to 80 hours a month. And last month I made $172 off of YouTube. It was so crazy. You know, so that's why you guys supporting means so much to me. I don't take it for granted. It's the only reason I'm still here, other than the fact that I love to teach, you know? I know, it's so many hours, and I have a job. Although, you know, before all this, the world turned into what it is, I was doing art as at least part-time. So, oh my God. Liz, where do you live? I'm gonna come give you a kiss. Oh my God, Elizabeth, you just made, I wish I could stick my face in front of the camera right now and show you how I'm blushing. Aww. That is so sweet. Melanie, you guys are so sweet. Oh my God. Thank you. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Aw. Alright, so do I love this balloon roll? No. I'm going to add some of this green right here and try to play into some of the other colors that I see. Yee. I don't love it. I do if you know, if you took a class it would cost more, and my classes do cost more, and when I do them online. I know they are helpful, but yeah, they do cost more for sure. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty though. The one thing about this painting now is I gotta there has to be some continuity here, but I don't want to necessarily disrupt that green line. This is how knowing when to stop. It is hard. It is hard because I'm going to do one more and then that's it. And now we're getting muddy. I'm overdoing it. So this is what happens when you start doing too much. But look, if you hang it this way, it's actually perfect. Actually, and that's the way I will try to showcase it. Because now when I turn this way, I'm actually loving, look at that. I'm like, yep, now I see how it's supposed to be. Look at that, you guys. It's very pretty, and I conserved all the parts that I thought were really spectacular, like this right here. I'm gonna show you close up. Oh wait, I'm not even there, hold on. Look at how pretty. Look at those lines. They all go over the side like that too. Look at that. Robin, they are slightly terrifying. Even I still get terrified. You can see if I have a pretty painting, I mean, I don't want to mess it up either. But at the end of the day, it's just paint. And the things that you discover about yourself as an artist, when you push yourself to do things that are outside of your comfort zone, that's when you discover who you are. That's when the magic happens. You feel, yeah, there's a beauty in that. Now, I'm going to bring back the other painting and show you guys that, and then I'm going to say goodbye for today. This has been like a totally awesome session. I feel extremely satisfied. I also buy these trays, these cooking trays. They're baking trays. And I put parchment paper on them. And then I set them like this, and I put them in a little drying rack. All right, I'm gonna show you, let me back the camera up a little bit. Oh my gosh, the fractals are pretty. They're not as defined. Let me see if I can set this down without knocking everything over. They are really pretty though. I'm gonna take this down and see if I can show you. So, the paint underneath, let me show you guys. The paint underneath was too wet, and I'm going to show you why. The fractals are not sharp and crisp. So, one thing I could do right now is, now that this painting has sat for a little while, I could actually go back here, and that's probably what I'll do, is I'll go back and I'll add some more of that pearl high flow, and it will create more fractals too. Ah. Oh, yay! I get to still say goodbye. I hope I still get to say goodbye. Thanks so much for coming, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. What a beautiful thing this was. I absolutely loved this session. I love these two paintings. I love seeing all your comments. Please join me. Friday at 5 is when I'm going to be doing these. It's just a good time for me, so please join me Friday at 5. I can't wait to see you guys. I'm going to try to do them every week if I can. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Bye, guys.